Hey guys, so in this video I'm comparing what I think are the best three platforms in Airsoft. First up is a Polarstar. It's in the body of a Tokyo Marine MP7. Next is a Systema PTW 2008 electronics and tackleberry custom motor and electronics. And then a fully upgraded AEG. In this case is the DSG dual sector gear system and advanced electronics to make it very fast. So first thing we're going to compare is trigger response. And all these systems are, in my opinion, the best for semi-automatic. All the batteries are not charged full, keep in mind. Obviously on the Polarstar it doesn't really matter too much, but on the Systema and the DSG they're not fully charged. So this gun's running a BTC Spectre Mark II and Action Army 16 TPA motor and a DSG system for gears. Here's a trigger response on a 45C 11.1 LiPo. Next up we have Systema PTW, which is on a 20C LiPo, tackleberry custom electronics and motor. And then last we have a Polarstar. Next up we have full auto. This is a bit unfair for the Systema PTW because it lacks in full auto without a DSG system, and that's not very recommended in these guns. The DSG shoots about 63 rounds per second on its best, and then this gun's set up to shoot about, I believe, around mid-20s, low 20s right now. This gun obviously can be tuned for more, but just to get an idea. Okay, so first up we have the AEG, in this case a DSG. So first pro of this gun is its customizability. Everyone has a different budget in hobbies. Depending on your budget, you can upgrade the gun. You can buy a $100, $200 AEG and upgrade it a couple $100. You can just leave it as it is, or you can spend quite a bit more and make it one of the best guns on the field. These guns are super customizable with its rate of fire, accuracy, and range. Certain builds are for semi-automatic fields only. Certain can be small or short. All the aftermarket support for internals and externals is just superior to most platforms, and your customizability is endless. Major cons to this platform are it wears down. If you have a high-speed setup like I do, it tends to have to replace parts every now and then, and it's not completely reliable at some points. You can obviously build yours up to be extremely reliable, but in the long run, if you didn't touch it for years, this platform would end up, you would have to spend a little bit more money upgrading it or refurbishing it. Maintenance is needed in most cases and is extremely recommended for these platforms to maintain your guns. Not as much as some, but it is one of the major ones. Next up we have Systema PTW. For a long time this gun was known as the best gun you could possibly buy with money. It was the Ferrari of Airsoft and everyone wanted one. Nowadays some platforms are cheaper and can outperform this. The way the gun handles, the way it's weighted, and the way it feels is like no other platform for its realism. These guns are best suited for reenactment of military operations and people that are really into the sport that want to spend extra money on just how the gun feels and performs and how it can coincide with aftermarket real steel parts. The main cons for Systema PTW are its price tag. It's definitely the most expensive gun out of these three, and it can't be justified by the average airsoft enthusiast. Although its original price tag is expensive, the parts are very expensive as well. If a part goes out, such as electronics or motor, it can cost hundreds of dollars to fix, and the aftermarket support isn't the best. There's not the most amount of parts out there for the guns. Last but definitely not least is the Polarstar system. The cons are very short, that consist of people being annoyed by the air tank carrying around, and having to get air in general is hard for some because they don't have access to a scuba shop or paintball shop near them. But for pros, the list goes on and on. It's beginning to be one of the cheaper platforms to get nowadays with the used market, and they have the best trigger response, the best reliability, and honestly probably one of the best performing groups out there. And for how much money you spend, you definitely get the best performance with the least amount of effort. They're very easy plug and play guns, and I would strongly recommend this gun for any new player that is getting into the hobby that has a decent amount of money to spend. Hey guys, so I wanted to conclude and just want to reiterate in general that there isn't really a best platform. It's all about personal preference. These three are, in my opinion, the best platforms you can have. or choose. In my opinion, they all have very good strengths and few weaknesses. I have individual videos of the 3 guns, and if you guys want to go check them out, that'd be greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe for more. See you guys in the next one.